cage for hours. Please. Kiss me.
Bangkok.
Oriental setting.
And the city don't know what the city is getting?
The creme de la creme of the chess world, in a show with everything, and Nicolas Cage. Time flies. Doesn't seem a minute since the Trolley Spa had the gangsters in it. All changed. Don't you know that when you play at this level, it's no ordinary venue? Why, it's Iceland, or the Philippines, or Hastings, or Cage's Kiss.
Well, greetings and salutations. This is your Cage's Kiss, the ultimate Cage cast, where we discuss each of the national treasures, cinematic masterpieces, and his life. We also try to glean whatever kernels of wisdom we can from his characters that week. I am Cincinnati Slim, or Donnie.
God damn it. My name's Linda, but this week you can call me Dangerous Cheese.
I'm Adrian, and I get my kicks above the waist, sunshine.
Well, I'm sorry. I thought this was like a sequel to Johnny Dangerously, except it had a son named Bangkok Dangerous.
That would have been so much better.
Yes. Like,
I watched this movie once before.
I think everybody watched this movie once before, and some of them didn't even see the whole thing because they walked out.
Yes, because nothing happens. 2 hours
No.
almost.
You get a narration about sometimes when you're a hitman, you like hire some foreign guy, but then you like feel bad and dun 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 piano music plays.
Well, I mean, if anything, this does kind of reinforce our core values and rules we have with these movies, which is there's no such thing as a good or bad Nick Cage film, but this is pretty bad. There's no such thing as trust without Cage. You must trust him completely with your life. It's another thing I really enjoy is we have to be here anonymously and leave nothing behind. Take only memories with you. And no way.
Every time.
You got to know when it's time to leave this podcast, and knowing is a good point to get out.
Isn't that the rule that we always break, though?
Oh, we're on it. We're not at knowing yet. Once we get to knowing, we'll know when to get out.
I know that when I see a ginger baby in an airport having a tantrum, that it's time to get out.
I want to kill that baby.
Elmo! 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 Elmo!
I thought he was gonna kill the fucking kid. It was great.
Oh, well, yeah, the whole movie would have turned around on a dime immediately.
I don't really know what the point was behind that scene.
His ovaries were aching.
Oh,
He
okay.
just needed a deaf girl in his life, and then everything made sense.
Because he had a raging heart on watching the kid throw a tantrum.
Yeah, yep, that's it. Yeah, it's
You and
it's
I
like,
watched 2 different films.
I see a little red undulating thing that reminds me of my boner.
The original version, in the original version, his character was deaf and mute, and
Yeah,
so
it's
in
a-
this
it's
one
the
he just
hitman.
decided to be a pedophile. It was
You
an
can just see
artistic
Cage explaining in
choice.
an interview. It's like, no, I was actually channeling some German expressionism. And
Davis and Andy
pretty
all
much the
over
again. N-word that. Yeah.
That leads into him and Drive Angry.
Oh, speaking of ragers, so this little movie is from September 5th of 2008.
Never forget.
Yeah. And it did bomb. I wonder why.
Yeah.
But somehow it opened at number 1. And there seems to have been this was a really slow weekend too. Because there was only one new movie that was released that weekend that I saw on Box Office Mojo, and that was something called Everybody Wants to Be Italian, which I do not remember at all.
I do not
Yeah,
recall
I just
either.
remember the advertisements and the posters for this in our theater here, and me and Lenny just laughing hysterically at it.
Well, yeah, at the title and his haircut, you know.
That's not
Yes.
even a haircut. He needed a haircut.
Well, yeah, no, he went and borrowed the wig from the guy in Samurai Cop.
Yeah, or just watched Kingpin, and he's like, Bill Murray's hair. I want that.
But no, the only other movies that were in their first week that weekend were actually reissues of Truffaut movies. Believe it
Oh,
or not.
really?
So this is a time where there was pretty much nothing to see but a Nicolas Cage movie, and people didn't even watch that.
How did we miss the
It was
reissues
number
of
one.
the Truffaut movies?
It was 2008. We were probably suffering under the yoke of work or something. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Also, those were probably select cities. But other things that were in theater that time, just not in their first week, were stuff like Tropic Thunder, The Dark Knight, The House Bunny. So, you know, even then, there was still other stuff to see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the House Bunny.
Like the house, especially The House Bunny.
Yeah.
Any movie where Hugh Hefner appears as himself. So this is a movie from the Pang brothers, you guys.
Oh.
Who we watched so many movies from. Like they did the 1999 version of Bangkok Dangerous before they did this. And they did The Eye, which was also remade, not by them.
God.
But remember with Jessica Alba?
Yeah.
I'm trying to forget.
Yeah. Now, I actually saw both versions of that one. I've never seen the entirety of the 1999 Bangkok
Fucking Jessica
Dangerous.
Alba.
We're not missing
But-
much.
The Pang brothers, they do that Hong Kong type shit. One of them's first name is Oxide. It's probably not pronounced that way, but I think that's cool.
Yeah, me too. That's what I was thinking.
It's like he's all scientific as shit. He's mathematical.
Yeah, and of course Nick Cage was serving as an executive producer in this, so
I
that's
sadly
Yeah,
noticed
out of
that.
curiosity, I went and looked him up again as a producer, and it's like, oh, that's right, he did produce The Life of David Gale. He should not be producing movies.
No.
stop.
What are you saying? He doesn't know how to spend his money?
I have $100 million. Just give me something to do with it.
Just before this, while he was on location for Ghost Rider, apparently Cage was filmed cage raging at someone who was with him, yelling, "I thought we were brothers, man! And I'll die in the name of honor!"
Wow.
And then he hurled the bottle of Heinz 57 against something.
Yes! He's like, "You want to go see the story of O?"
Somebody really needs to give Cage some acid and just shoot him on a green screen. I bet we could one up that
Yes.
LaBouffe rant.
They might do it for the movie that's based on him where he plays himself.
Mhm.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh shit, you guys, we're gonna have to, Donnie, you're gonna have to like beep all this out so people don't steal our idea.
Yeah, I'll just trademark it.
Speaking of ideas, Bangkok Dangerous is star-studded, you guys.
It is.
It
Because
is?
Shakrit Yanman, who who played Kong. Yeah, he did one non-Thai movie. He was in Belly of the Beast starring Steven Seagal.
What the fuck?
Oh.
But apparently movies
Poor
aren't his
guy.
forte so much. He mostly does sitcoms. Only they're Thailand sitcoms, so we haven't seen them.
Yeah, that makes
I thought he
Um,
was good. I mean, he and the pharmacist were good.
I'm not saying he's not good. He's fine. I'm just saying star fucking studded. Also
Yeah.
because
Mm.
Deaf Girl, whose name is Rain, got played by Charlie Young. And she appeared, it seems most significantly, she was in Wong Kar-wai's Ashes of Time, but that's a historical epic from him and not the type of movie from him that's appreciated in the States, so none of us has seen it.
Yeah.
She was also in New Police Story with Jackie Chan, and I'm wondering if she's one of the
I thought
actresses
so.
that Chan just sort of felt up, like Weinstein.
What?
Oh.
Oh, yeah, Jackie,
Is that really a
Jackie
thing?
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes,
Oh,
it
for
is.
fuck's sake.
Yeah, Jackie Chan is like the Harvey Weinstein of Hong Kong.
Oh, god
I have
damn
the
it.
fastest hands ever.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Uncle Jackie.
man.
But you
Son of a
know,
bitch.
there was a lot of talent behind the camera too. Because we've got a weepy and generic score by Brian Tyler.
who also scored Avengers: Age of Ultron, Final Destination 5, and Eagle Eye, once again with Shia LaBeouf.
I think he also scored "You're in My Bowel Movement" because that really ruined the film.
Yeah, no, I was driving around this week, 44 hours in a car, and every now and then I just hear dun 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 dun. Dun. It's like, God damn it, something wash that out. You know, and I'm singing to myself, trying to get something else in there, but no, it comes right back. I'm like, stupid ass generic weepy music.
Damn spot.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a canker on the brain. The story was by the Pang brothers. The screenplay was by Jason Rickman, who also wrote that shitty Chris Rock, Anthony Hopkins movie, Bad Company.
Ooh.
One of those movies that was shelved because of 9/11 and then came out later, and you kind of wished it never had.
Yeah.
And also wrote that movie Swing Vote, where Kevin Costner is the hick who gets to pick the president.
Oh God.
Oh.
And so he'd done a couple of films, but after writing Bangkok Dangerous, he only got work in television. I wonder why.
Well, apparently during filming, there was a military coup.
Yeah.
Cage said, quote, "We were shooting an action sequence when about a block away the coup started. We were told that if we fired our guns, they might shoot back. And it was the first time I realized we could be in real trouble. Danny Oxide said, 'Hey, it's Bangkok Dangerous.'" My wife and child were staying at the hotel, so I got them on a plane. We flew to Korea, which is where she's from. I think she has family there. I made sure they were safe, and then I came back. By the time I got back, they were putting flowers in the tanks, so we were fine. So
Wouldn't that just blow your mind?
hey, it's Bangkok Dangerous.
It's Bangkok calm now.
Bangkok mellow.
Oh, they got the news like, okay, we're on Bangkok level, almost dangerous.
Bangkok curfew.
But how about that, Linda? Isn't it encouraging to know that Cage, he's same like you. He care for family. Thai people love him.
Sure. Okay.
He's exactly same like you.
Just a cooler
He's
version
same
of
like
me.
you, and you just got to live with it.
Yeah. You go around killing bad people.
Yeah, only
And
bad people.
politicians.
Well, that's
Yeah,
true.
because those bad people, same like devil.
Oh man! So he said that the Pang brothers approached him with the idea for the film, and he said he'd been wanting to get more international with his films. And
So
so
he
he
was
re-
filming Ghost Rider in Australia. They got his flight delayed, and they came up to him. It's like, so Cage, not going anywhere, huh? How'd you like to work on our movie? Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thailand's right over there. Yeah, we'll take 5 minutes.
All right, you're gonna be blind and mute. Nope. How about I'm a pedophile?
What if I imagine though if they'd made his character a blind deaf mute, it would have been like in that South Park episode where the pretentious teacher is supposed to be Helen Keller, yet he's singing.
That's right.
Well, he said
I detect a human presence.
he said that they approached him with the idea, and he said, quote, "I really liked the idea of this white guy trying to fit into Thai culture." So yeah, I think that translates to I wanted a free trip.
Right.
That translates to blood sport.
Yes.
Oh
What's
man. Fucking Bloodsport all the way.
Why don't we just watch that instead?
Aren't you a little old for video games? Pick a brick. Bottom one.
We gotta have
Cage
the
and Van Damme cop film.
we need
Oh,
to have the
man.
Van Damme's kiss. Not so Calvin.
I that would probably be less repetitive and more rewarding.
It really would.
Plus, Van Damme admitted to having done cocaine,
Yeah.
unlike some people.
Well, also, we would be able to watch Jean-Claude Van Johnson, which, if you guys, listeners, if you haven't seen it, you got to check it out. I'm really sad that they didn't have a second season, but it's so fucking good.
Aw,
Donnie knows.
I know.
I doubt it.
We
Yes.
all done it.
Mr. Gay.
We must be. We're still watching these movies. So,
Oh.
how'd you guys like that fun pool party?
That was a pool party?
Yeah, you know, because the guys swim in the pool, and Cage is like, I too will swim in the pool. And then,
you mean when he just
it's-
inconspicuously drowned the man?
yeah, well, I don't know what was happening. It kept fading to black. It's like, were they cuddling down there? Was he getting some
Yeah.
tail?
Obviously.
I don't know. I kind of liked when his eye got ADD and he just started looking through his the telescoping lens on his rifle at the crowd at various faces instead of the person he was supposed to kill.
Yeah,
That was really nice. That was interesting. He was trying to find really nice people.
it was a sniper lens by Canon. You know, it's got that random zoom feature. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Captures
Look at all
moments,
these
not
happy
lives.
people. All these happy, inspired people.
Look at all these happy people down there. Bullshit, man. Bullshit.
Well,
Oh,
when
Castor
somebody
Troy would have taken the shot.
He lost the mustache power.
Yes.
Oh,
When
God,
somebody
that's right. I had
asked
the Cage
him-
dream this week.
you'd what now?
I had that Cage dream this week.
Oh well, we
God.
have to share our cage dreams.
And that one he did have the stash, by the way. So Cage had like this little compound. It was like a
Were you
quarter of a
sitting on
city
it?
block. No. Nothing of that kind happened, I will assure you.
So tickly.
No, and that one Cage had this compound that was like a quarter of a city block, and he had all these houses and like all these little shops on it, and like he had this huge entourage that just like lived there with him. And he had a brother, you know, Nicholas Rage, who like almost looked like him, except his mustache was even less tasteful.
Wow.
And they were letting me go there and film a documentary on Cage with my cell phone because I was a high profile celebrity, having been on Cage's Kiss and all.
Oh, that checks
And
out.
all of a sudden, and I'm not near Cage. I'm on the peripheral because I'm supposed to like fetch something from like one of the restaurants and take it to one of the other ones or something. And then the police show up. I'm like, what the hell? And then I wander inwards, following the cop cars, and sure enough, Cage and spouse are like sitting on this field of grass, kind of like John and Yoko, surrounded by admirers and followers, and they're having this noisy argument. And so the police have been called to a domestic disturbance, and I'm gathering it on video as it appears they're going to have a high-profile breakup. Yeah.
Oh. And then you sat on his mustache.
And then you saw they had a cake, and you sat on the cake, and they're like, "My, what a lovely tea party!"
It was a lemon cake.
Not anymore.
Another time this week, I had a dream about a Family Guy bit where Peter Griffin, for some reason, had a problem with Bobby Kennedy, but Lois was obsessed with Bobby Kennedy. And Lois wanted to get Peter to be into Bobby Kennedy too. So she takes him into this honeymoon suite, you know, and as things commence, she's pulling curtains off the wall, revealing scenes of Bobby Kennedy, like done all huge. And then for some reason, it transitions into the situation where Bobby Kennedy is the sinister madman, forcing his elderly father on his deathbed to provide him handjobs.
Oh, all right.
I'm
And this
not
is all
calling
perfectly
the FBI. Please do go on.
Keep him going, Donnie.
Although Bobby Kennedy didn't look so much like Bobby Kennedy at the end. He was looking more like Michael Eisner.
Wow.
As they all do.
I guess he was just sort of transforming. It was Michael Eisner's pure evil invading my dream.
He's
Did it
evolving.
did their eyes start to bleed out into black pits where they just said things like, "If you could only see the things I taste," and you wake up feeling like you can smell copper?
Oh yeah, no, it was just like the Black Hole Sun video for a minute there.
So,
Thailand,
This is
everybody.
more interesting than the movie.
well, that was my beef with it. Like when you break it down, it's a good story. It's an interesting story, but it's somehow manages to be a boring ass action movie.
Here's the thing, though. Like, the story itself is a trope.
Yeah.
Like they did not in any form tell an original story.
No.
Because this like, you'll see this Hitman movies and Safecracker movies. They're all about, look, he's a bad guy and he does cool things, but it's a bad thing. And audience, you need to have a moral compass. So this is the last one, then he's going to get out because it makes him feel bad.
Yeah, and it doesn't even try to hide any of the trope. It just embraces it.
Oh, it loves it.
Here's all the rules, and I'm going to check off every one as we go.
You know,
But
since
this
they
one
had
has
the
Nicolas
narration
Cage.
there, they might as well have made him mute or deaf, you know,
Yeah,
or both.
yeah.
Because, like, what difference would that make? I mean, like, for all the dialogue this movie has. Hey, Nicolas Cage, the elephant, its point striking down. It's bad luck. The trunk, it's bad luck. You turn that up.
Yeah, that was when I actually laughed my ass off
The
when
elephant.
he interacted with the elephant, because it's like, oh, animals, what are you? How do you even? I'm going to throw a banana at you.
And then later he has that baggie with a syringe and heroin that he throws in that poor elephant's water. Like, what the fuck is
Like,
wrong
he
with
trying
you?
to kill it?
Wait. Well, let's think about this though. Like, how much heroin would it take to kill an elephant? I bet a whole
Let's
lot.
find out. Help support our Patreon.
If this had turned into a Harmony Korine movie, and if it had just been him like feeding an elephant heroin for an hour, that would have been a better movie.
Listeners, if you could just go to www.patreon.com/CagesKiss.
This heroin ain't cheap.
Yes, we need that, and we need our tennis balls full of cocaine to play tennis with.
Need them.
Yes, we need it. Daddy likes his flour.
I'm here for the cheese.
This movie needed a lot to help it. Otherwise, like Linda was saying, it's just action for the sake of action. But even then, it's a little too late when it gets to that point. It's not like the professional.
It doesn't matter
where it's
that
like
the
it had a
action
reason.
happened. It will never matter that he cut that guy's hand off, or that you saw the bullets coming out of the
I
bottom of the
liked
boat.
that. That's the only part I really liked, was when the hand gets cut off.
Well,
by the boat.
I'll tell you why you liked it. It's because it's the only part you can remember. It's like another time. It's like, I'm on a motorcycle shooting up a car. Oh wait, it's my stunt double.
That frustrated me because out of all those fucking watermelons they massacred to get their aim right, he couldn't shoot shit. And I actually thought it was funny when he shot him in the boat. You saw the bolt holes going through the bolt. I really expected him to miss every single one of those shots.
Not a scratch on him.
Yeah, he just bled out from his hand.
The only part I watched of the 1999 version was the part where he goes into the room to kill a bunch of guys playing poker, and then it turns out his gun has blanks on it, and he tries to fire at the melon then. They should have recreated that.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah, something.
Well, that's why they didn't do it.
That's why they didn't. Yeah. So, Bangkok is where that piece of shit James Bond movie, The Man with the Golden Gun, was set. Coincidence?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Which is no longer the worst Bond movie, but it was for a long time.
Yeah, it's not exactly a favorite.
Yeah.
I can't really speak to that because I guess I should admit now I've never seen a James Bond movie the whole way through.
And you've known me for like 20 years. How have I not tied you up and made you watch one?
Yeah, we'll do this like Clockwork Orange style. Just like dropping shit in your eyes.
Guys, who's gonna give me the eye drops?
We'll get the
guys?
Ray-Bans eye clamps from Next.
Yes, that do nothing to your eyes.
Chris Johnson,
Guys,
you're
it's
going to
really
watch
heavy on my
stuff.
face.
You will like it. It would have been really funny if that movie was just a whole ploy to get him to like do a survey about advertisements.
Here's your $5 gift card for Amazon. Thank
The
you.
Glade plug-in one was interesting, but I think you should change the model. She was phoning it in a little bit, you know?
I honestly
I don't really
hope
feel
Nick
like I
Cage
connected.
is investing his money not needlessly but purposely in a compound like you mentioned, where he just randomly picks up fans and sits them in a room, kind of like men who stare at goats, but they just stare at the film covers to all of his movies. And he waits to see if they can absorb his performance from it.
You
He's
do
just
get a
walking
lot
around
from
with
these
a key-
posters.
he's just walking around in like a lab coat going, interesting. Interesting. And then when he finds one guy that turns into a fucking feathered pigeon when there's no bird in the room, he's like, Eureka.
And then to celebrate, he has a glass full of jelly beans.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's when he'll unleash his Nick Cage army upon the world.
And then he wins the presidential honor of freedom.
That's right.
No, you're forgetting. We're the ones that have to fight them because we're the only ones that have faced all of his characters in these movies. So we know all of their weaknesses.
500 fights.
Jesus. Nick Cage, these are your fans. If he dies, he dies.
Help us, Cage's kiss. You're our only hope.
Oh. So
I was born ready for this.
Yes,
So-
and Joel?
in Bangkok Dangerous, when they introduce Kong, he's on the street trying to sell porn and watches to those American tourists.
As you do.
Yes, and boys.
And yeah, it's like say, you want boys?
Oh.
Yeah, real young boy. Yeah.
Bangkok.
Bangkok, yeah,
Very dangerous.
very dangerous. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. So those tourists, I think they pop up like one other time, like they're snapping pictures, like when he's about to shoot
yeah.
that guy.
Mhm.
Now, was that significant, or were they just kind of there? Does that connect up in any way? I mean, the movie's really boring and hard to look at. So,
Yeah.
I really don't think so.
okay, all right. So that didn't mean anything. Okay,
I think that was just for him to say like, oh, hey, Kong is stealing shit. I need that guy.
you buy something. You buy now. I made this. I made it. Buy it. Buy it. Buy it now.
He's a good pickpocket.
Buy this right
With no
now.
morals.
You get no money today.
You ran from
But I got you
police.
this heroin.
Not cool. Yeah. You can use me again if you ever come back. Das Vidanya.
Well, and that was one thing about the movie that, like, it was good, or at least decent acting, but it was just, I mean,
For what they were given to do. I mean,
how do you get a boring action movie?
oh come on, we've seen that a lot. You know, like here,
Yeah.
there's another one, Skeet Ulrich in Soul Assassin,
Oh, no.
the movie that's all blue except for the one scene that's all red.
I forgot about Skeet Ulrich.
I think the world did. That's why Soul Assassin is in that $5 bin.
Well,
He's
don't
like
forget
the
Blood
poor man's
Rain
Johnny Depp.
franchise.
What?
Hmm?
Yeah. I said, don't forget the Blood Rain franchise.
Oh Jesus Christ! Yeah, well that's almost too good. No, speaking of $5 bin though, I watched Bangkok Dangerous on the same $5 DVD set that I'm going to be watching Knowing on, and that I saw Deadfall on. It's the Nicolas
you
Cage
got the
6
same
film
one.
collection. Yeah,
Oh,
from
I've got it
Lionsgate.
too.
Dun, dun, dun.
It also
I
has
got
Joe and
6
Drive Angry
movies.
and Lord of War.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're paying
Hey.
less than $1 per movie. It's a good deal.
Yes,
I remember I
exactly.
suggested this.
Yeah, I think Donnie was the one who.
Excellent
brought our
suggestion,
attention
Donnie.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I got a few of those from the Walmart there. I was at the Walmart. I was getting me the cheese balls. Sometimes
Over
I
there,
like to
Walmart.
eat me the cheese ball. I like to squirt the ketchup in there and just put my hand in
5-gallon
there.
Container of cheese balls.
My hand just come out and cover it in ketchup and cheese balls, and I just lick it right off.
See, it's sad for me because I do have a big ass thing of cheese balls waiting
You know,
for me downstairs.
once a week is bad day. I can't always
That's
reach.
where
I
your
pay that
Patreon
neighbor
money
boy.
goes.
Come
You
in and
gotta
just
get
get me
them
with the
Utz.
hose.
The Utz cheese balls.
Yeah, the Utz brand. Roll me out on the blanket on the lawn and just kind of get me with the hose.
Jesus.
Gotta get in the crevices, though, because sometimes there's traces of the cheese balls and the ketchup.
You know, in fairness, when you were gone earlier, I did ask Linda where they were hosing you off at.
See?
We've come full circle on that.
My son! Give me my son!
You're a bright and shimmering knight. Or no, knight in shimmering armor. That's it.
That was the best American Dad episode.
The squirrels, Jesus.
With the squirrels.
Again, more entertaining than this movie.
Right? Yeah. It's like,
Well, that's a giveaway, though.
oh, dear. That's okay, though. There's something for every segment on this movie.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm honestly wondering because his hair in this one looks so much like it did in the movie before this and next.
Yeah. He's got the Chris
Except he
Johnson
didn't
hair.
have the receding hairline.
and it was a different color, but
Bad color.
I will get back to that. But I guess talking about the movie, somebody asked him how he felt about the his tenets for the his character, where he says like don't trust anyone, and he said, quote, "I believe in trust because if you don't, that's pretty hopeless."
Wow.
So
Never get
Yeah.
out of the boat. Absolutely goddamn right. Charging a man with murder in this place is like handing out speeding tickets at the Indy 500.
Again, a better movie.
Well, he also said, "I'm passionate about children and their safety and marine life and the environment." So there you go.
And all
Because
of
his
that is in
character's
this
a
movie.
pedophile.
Because there's a crying, freckled kid in the airport, and at one point, he's in a swimming pool, and elephants.
And elephants.
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 That ties in there
Um,
somehow.
Did
And
he
apparently he's
rent-
part of the Yang Gang, too.
Did he rent the house that he was in the movie, or did he buy that? Because he said to always find a place that's off the beaten path. Because the only reason I asked if he rented it was he burned someone's fucking elephant painting.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
he did. Yeah.
Dick?
Also, like, was it just me, or did he not keep a low profile at all?
At all.
It's like, I'm going to rent this really expensive house. I mean, it's kind of insane.
Yeah, and then he blows it up, and then also when he botches a job, he doesn't even do anything to hide the fact that he's trying to kill this man by chasing him down in a boat.
He
Yes.
never changes locations, and he's the white guy walking around with that haircut, and that shirt, being like, blending in here in Bangkok, hey, what is this, cousin? I'm from here too. Hey.
Yeah.
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 He's an international
Yeah.
hitman who can't be bothered to learn any languages.
Yeah.
I just kind of get an interpreter and kill him later. It's cheaper.
I cut my arm off. Do you understand?
Yeah, you're from Thailand and you're deaf, but I'm just going to talk louder to you in English, okay? Yeah. Ibuprofen, anything?
Apparently
Do
she
you
can
speak
read
freedom?
lips in English.
In any language, yeah. In fact, she should have been
Yeah.
an international assassin. I think she's better suited to it.
I think
She
so.
would be.
Yeah.
And that kind of bothered me. And I put out a tweet, but nobody replied. But I asked if anybody who listens or follows us, if they know if they've been in Thailand or know anybody who's been in Thailand, because I want to know, like, are there all these people speaking English there? Is it that common?
Maybe.
I kind of imagine it's like in.
Well, there's Yul Brenner and all those people playing chess.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I was
true.
gonna say I imagine it's kind of like Paris, where the closer you are to the center of where the tourists are, you're gonna find a lot of people that speak English. But the further
Oh.
out you get, the less likely it happens.
Well, that's a good point. Well,
It's pretty fun how they hit upon all the tourism in Asia cliches. People like selling
God,
knockoffs and figuring trinkets. I'd be like, you buy now,
small boys.
buy now.
I will say they did have a very classy strip joint They were doing sequence
Oh,
dancing.
Jesus
everyone was wearing the
fucking
same outfit.
Christ. The god. Yeah, that scene, that we go there twice and the scene won't end. It's like, this boy is mine. Nah, 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 nah. We ran out of words. Nah, 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 nah. We
Hey,
ran
that
out
club
of words.
music was off the charts. That was amazingly beautiful music.
Do, do,
I
do,
like
do, do,
you,
do,
you
do,
like
do.
me.
Right? Yeah. And you're a sexy man. Sexy man.
So I don't think there was anything for my segment.
Wait,
yeah.
well, what's that segment called?
Close. Oh, I want his clothes
Okay,
off.
I mentioned a little bit earlier. I want you to think back with me now. Think back, dude. Think back to the pool party scene.
Yeah. Their clothes were off in the pool.
So Cage was, before Cage drowned the guy who was wearing trunks. He was up on the deck chair with that lady.
Oh,
yeah,
damn it.
there were
And her
boobs.
breastises.
Yeah.
See, this movie was so fucking boring. I missed boobs.
Now, I'll admit, it was like the fourth pass before I realized there were breastises in there, because, again, this movie's really hard to look at and pay attention to.
Yes.
Well, never mind. Well, fuck it. I'm already on fucking Pornhub as the boy who blew. But, like, I noticed the breast immediately when I saw it.
Well,
Just like in the fucking...
That doesn't necessarily... No, like, noticing breasts in one of these movies, though, it doesn't necessarily speak to anybody's sexuality. It's just whether or not you happen to be looking at that time.
True, but to that argument as well, not even an argument. I'll just say, just because my fucking mind how it works. When we watched the Julian Sands film Gothic, I immediately recognized, not even wanting to recognize, but recognize, I'm like, that woman's not wearing underwear underneath her bedgown, and I can tell. And my fiance is like, no, that's not true. Like, let's rewind. She's like, how did you notice this? I don't know.
He has skills he can't explain.
Donnie Roberts
of the
in
perverts you meet
knowing.
are not special, but 15% may have ability.
The porn identity.
What are these abilities? How do I get Damon?
Matt Damon.
Jesus Christ. Well, you could do a wig off session on this movie, I guess, because I refuse to believe that was his hair, but maybe it was.
Yeah, he's a big fan of the wigs.
Yeah.
But,
maybe he's a fan of Flock of Seagulls.
The other four characters use their own hair. I don't understand.
His name is Nick Cage and he wears a lot of wigs. Do you guys have anything for Face Off?
Yes, I do
yes.
for once, but I'll let Donnie go first.
Son of a bitch. Well, I'm going back into kind of mid-80s, late 90s. As Joe, I would have Chevy Chase. As Kong,
Nice.
I would have Dan Aykroyd. As Fawn, I'd have Marissa Tomei.
Oh,
And
all right.
Ohm would be Demi Moore. But I want to bring in... Park Chan-wook to direct it. And I don't want it to be a comedy. I want this to be like Old Boy. I want this to be a holy shit.
My God,
All right.
you madman.
Who you got, Adrian?
Okay, so I propose a total reversal for this movie because it really needs one. So so my version is about a hitman from Thailand, played by Tony Jaa from the Ong Bak movies. And he comes to the U.S. to do a series of hits in a short space of time. But this time the city he goes to is Detroit. And his helper and pupil is an American, a Detroit local, so naturally, that's Marshall Mathers.
Oh my God.
I would want Tony Scott to direct, because it's still 2008. And I would have Kate Winslet as differently abled girlfriend. Philip Seymour Hoffman as in an alive role as the evil gangster. Elijah Wood is the thug with the hair. And instead of being called Bangkok Dangerous, it would be called Detroit Shitty.
I honestly thought you were going to throw in a second assassin and have it be like a CGI 3D image of Charles Bronson. Just because it's going to be in Detroit.
Oh no! You just get that guy from that that Bronson knockoff guy. Just throw him in
Jesus.
there. Yeah, from that
There you
terrible
go.
movie he did with the Baldwin and Val Kilmer. What the hell was the name of that thing?
Val Kilmer and the Baldwin.
Oh fuck! Nobody needs to watch it, so it's okay. We
No.
don't need to remember
If
what
you
that
get
was.
the answer, tweet it at us.
Yeah,
You'll get a Cage's Kiss sticker.
you're listening to us. Odds are you've already seen shit like this. Death Kiss. It was
And-
called Death Kiss.
Okay. Never mind. No
Don't watch
sticker.
You get a sticker.
Mine is really simple. I just replaced Joe, his character. I figured I have two different casts. First one is obvious because of his hair.
Mhm.
It's got to be Tommy Wiseau.
I thought
Oh,
about that.
naturally.
I just didn't want to use them again.
Yeah, see, that's my thing. It's like I was watching it thinking like, Jesus Christ, that's Tommy Wiseau's look. But then I realized like we've used him a couple times before, so I changed it to a classic. I'm gonna go with Tom Selleck.
Hey.
Oh,
Yeah, buddy.
You could still have Tommy as Kong, because that would make the line work when he's like, hey, take your sunglasses off.
It's
You
Tommy
are,
with the
boy.
capital Go away.
You buy.
He's the
Why
same,
won't
just like
nobody buy from
you.
me?
Did any of you catch and kind of chuckle at the address for his place where he was staying at?
Oh shit! What was it?
21 Sam I Am Road. It literally is Sam
Really?
I
God
Am.
damn it!
Yes.
God damn it!
Yes.
I would not, could not.
It's the little things.
Son of a bitch. Donnie, did you have any wisdom for this?
Bangkok, very dangerous.
That's what I hear.
Just,
Yeah.
just don't go through the airport door sideways.
Men.
I've got some wisdom. Hey, you've got a student now that you're training to kill people like you do. Just make them do it all. For their
Yeah.
education.
Oh, yeah.
Be like, maybe I won't have to kill you. Maybe you'll just get killed. You go do it.
Yeah, what the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah, just
Even
do
in
it.
the professional, Natalie Portman got to shoot someone. It was a paintball, but then he finished him for her, so she still got to do it.
Yeah.
That's what we should have watched.
Well,
There's our
yeah.
face off. Who did it better? Leon the Professional.
Yeah.
Or Extreme Justice with Lou Diamond Phillips.
Oh god. Oh,
God, I love
no.
me some Lou Diamond Phillips.
doesn't?
My wisdom was what he said himself. Know when to get out. Don't take an interest in people outside of work, and don't ask questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like I feign my interest in you guys.
Well, I was gonna say I repeat those same things just completely out of context to the people checking my groceries out at Safeway. I'm hoping eventually
when to
they'll
get
get
out.
it.
But of course, I
Just
would
tell
invite
me
you,
get
but the
out.
queens we use would not excite you.
That's the first thing I said to Carlo when we spent our first night together.
No one to get out.
No one to get out.
Like, what does that
Just
mean?
when I
The
thought I
money's
was
on
out.
the dresser.
They pulled me back in.
I called you on Uber an hour ago. I'll be there in 10 minutes.
Bitches leave.
Yeah, bitches leave.
You're not waiting for breakfast, are you? Jesus Christ.
What are you trying to do?
That's when you hurl a frozen hot pocket at him and be like, "There's the door."
Clean yourself up, whore.
Oh God. Oh.
We love you, Carlo.
Is Bangkok Dangerous just a reversal of Rush Hour? This is crazy. Where's Chris Tucker?
God damn it. I guess this is the time where I show mercy and say, please listen, follow, rate, and review Cage's Kiss on Apple Podcasts and Podchaser, especially Apple Podcasts, because we could really use the help. It helps other people get to know us. And while I'm at it, like, tell other people about us. If you hate us, you like us, I don't care. Just tell people about us, please. And also check out our stuff on YouTube. It features Adrian's awesome art. KG art, and
You have to wash your hatred.
some of my best screenshots. I pride myself on my ability to grab the shittiest screenshots of Nick Cage as I possibly
you
can.
are very sharp at capturing the cast at their worst moments.
you.
It's like all the freeze frames in Election.
Thank you. I tried. Also, check out our Patreon at www.patreon.com/CagesKiss. For just a couple bucks a month, you can get some awesome goodies like stickers, buttons, and a Cages Kiss ringtone. For $35, you can get some Adrian art.
Oh.
It is awesome. Remember, you can find Cages Kiss on Facebook and on Twitter at Cages Kiss. You can visit our website at cageskiss.com, and you can write to us at cageskiss@gmail.com. Check out my other show, Bedknobs and Broomflicks. We just discussed the final movie in Argento's Mothers trilogy, The Three Mothers, Mother of Tears.
Oh, dear God.
Woof. Fucking Asia Argento.
Don't watch anything that Argento made after about 2004.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And we did give you a shout out in our episode.
Oh shit! Okay.
I think Jane quoted you saying like the movie that Adrian calls perfectly missable or skippable.
It is.
Adrian, what you got going on?
Oh dear God! Well, I got a little bit of a hemorrhoid after watching Bangkok Dangerous.
Ooh, hemorrhoids, dangerous.
We warned you, man.
Very. I got a bruise, but it's down there.
God damn it.
I got my artworks on my DeviantArt under Leo the Fox, and I got my artworks also on my Patreon. I got whole entirely different artworks on there, also under Leo the Fox. You could pay money and see those hidden super secret, double secret artworks.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I also have a YouTube, and you can find that and check that out as it happens.
And it's not all just videos of him whacking it in front of the video.
Not
camera.
all, not anymore anyway. That's just the first 500 videos.
Or recreating Ass Glass Man.
Well,
My art is done in blood and semen.
if I believe those threatening emails I keep getting, they've got copious amounts of video of me fapping and what I was fapping too, and it's all been sent to my relatives.
Oh.
Because
Merry
I didn't
Christmas,
send
Grandma.
$1,000 in Bitcoin for some reason.
It is the currency of the future.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought it was Ritz
I
crackers.
do know people who have invested in it.
Oy.
They're not driving around in limos though. They're at my level.
I thought that Pogs were the currency of the future.
Oh, you went and dated us. It's out of the bag now.
Well, I'm still Unreal Goals on Twitter, and please do follow me as the boy who blew on Pornhub. I really don't need the subscribers. Please don't make this a legitimate thing. I've got nothing else going on but crippling diabetes and a debt to life that I'll never pay.
And a
So, that's
weird
all I got.
ability.
Yeah, and my porn ability, which will do nothing to cure my student loans.
Doctor says I'm gonna get me diabetes if I keep having me these cheese balls and ketchup. Yeah, they found me passed out in the frozen aisle in the Walmart in a big old pile of shrimp.
I wasn't passed out. I was sleeping on that shrimp. I was going to eat that coconut shrimp later.
You gotta thaw it out just right though. If you cook it, it just gets it all wrong.
Trust me when I say you just put some cupcakes in a pillowcase, you sleep like a little angel.
And maybe sometime in the night you roll over, you got you a snack, boy.
I get the sweetest dreams every night, I tell you.
I hate it when they put them little plastic ring on top, though. I choke on those.
Donnie calls his pillow Loretta.
Svetlana. She's foreign.
I am here to be sought for you.
Oh, and on that note, Donnie fucked a pillow.
Cage, 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 Peach. I could eat a peach for hours. Please. Kiss me.
Our history, though short, is wrought with events that transform our existence. Locked away and hidden within sacred vaults exists a treasure trove of events, inventions, and stoic occurrences hoping to shine once more. These gems have many facets. Some shine like beacons of hope and others are dim with warnings of future transgressions. Sometimes history is easily accessible, and this is the history that we know by teachings. But what of the history that we were never taught? Sometimes we must act as thieves to steal the locked treasures of history and find out what secrets lie beneath. Join us as we pick the locks, open the hidden artifacts, and bring these treasures back from whence they came. Only on Ransack History, presented by Sound at Heart.